Yo, what's up, everybody? So, I just want to come on here, introduce myself, tell a little about myself. I'm Sauce Boss, originally known as J House. I changed my name. I'm down here in Atlanta. I moved here from Louisville, Kentucky. Originally born in Chicago. I go back because your roots matter. The story's everything. But anywho, moved here. One of my homeboys, one of my partners suggested that I should change my name to be more marketable. I'm not the best at marketing, as y'all could tell. That's why I don't post that much, because I'm still trying to learn that side of the business. Who's my fan base, things of that nature, looking at the statistics. It's kind of hard for me, maybe because I have ADHD, but also because when I do music, whether it be me performing live in front of people, or I'm the type of person, I love music and performing so much. I done did it in the streets of my hometown here in Atlanta. You get more footage, not footage, but recognition.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all can vibe out to this, man.
People may not know exactly who you are, but everybody loves recording something exciting that happened in their day. Okay, people might think I'm shy. I don't really think that. If you know me, you know me. So I'm learning about myself. I grew up wanting to know other people's opinion about me. I kind of care what people thought. I'm at the point in my life that I really don't care, but I want to know as far as how to not manipulate, but how to use certain information to better my craft, or either better my image, whatever the case may be, because I'm coming into the realization that I'm an artist and there's no getting out of that. I love music, can't stop thinking about music. I'll go through life. I say I make lifestyle music because I really talk about things that I go through. I wouldn't say it's day-to-day average thing that everybody has experienced, because it's different. My life, I feel, is different than yours. For instance, people may say, if I did care, but I listen to people's opinion, like I said. People may say that I'm not your average black guy. I mean, of course, looking at me, you might think that. But yeah, I got face tattoos because I really like tattoos. Maybe I was influenced by Wiz Khalifa when I was in high school. I thought that was really cool. He had freedom. I knew that I wanted to be an artist. There's nothing really else that I want to be. I mean, there's careers that I find interesting, but anything, if it's a career or just a job, I need it so I could push that money into my music at the end of the day. That's why I'm focusing on trying to be an entrepreneur, sell my own merch. I actually made ideas and ideas over the years. I'm a perfectionist, so I've liked a few of the things that I did, but I didn't think it was presentable enough to the public. It was kind of too basic for me. I'm actually into a lot of things, not just fashion, so my mind is kind of scattered. But yeah, fashion is another thing that's never gonna go away. I'm currently working at Macy's. That's been like a dream job of mine back home. Part of the reason I moved is because I felt limited in the things that I actually wanted to do as far as going to barber school. Is one. Two is I actually wanted to work at the mall. I just really like clothes. I appreciate the way that other people dress themselves, like, you know, out of the ordinary. Especially women, the way that they put their accessories together and stuff like that, I find very interesting. But anywho, that's a little bit about myself. I love my music. I'm not big into pushing it like I should. That's on me. But also I feel like just with life, mass production of anything is just annoying. Like, I don't really agree with mass production of like meat and like the stuff they sell in stores. I feel like it all goes to waste at some point in time. Like, I don't think they have a system put in place like, okay, this meat is about to expire, we should cook it up and serve it to the poor or something like that. You know, a lot of stuff goes in the waste. With music, if you like something when you first hear it, you're gonna do what? Go and listen to it. So if I'm telling you about my song 3, 4, 5 times, I'm kind of forcing you to go listen to it. If you don't rock with me, you just don't rock with me. I'm in the car bopping my music. You feel me? Especially the last album. For the ones that know, I share my Apple Music rap. So y'all see who I listen to. One of my albums, the latest albums that I dropped was on there. I was proud of myself. Cause I mean, I made it a thing. Like, if I make music, I need to not just only listen to other artists, but I need to listen to my music as well. I'm kind of finding it hard to remember all of my songs without the beat. Cause like I said, I'm thinking of the music. Like, I'll be working on this project, but I'm already thinking about the next projects that I want to write based off of like the particular way of a song is going. I'm like, this doesn't fit the album I'm working in now, but it could go into like this album. You feel me? That's just how my mind works. If you believe in Zodiac, I'm not telling you to, but just for the ones that want to know, I'll drop a little something. Gemini's and Mercury. So boom. Okay, so back to the face tattoos. A lot of people, I'm just finding this out. And this is what I'm saying, I'm not your average black guy. I'm just finding out that tattoos mean you bang. That never was my thing. I leave that to my cousins, R.I.P. to one of my cousins that did die. He was executed. Pretty sure it was gang related. I don't know the whole story behind it, but you feel me? Shout out to my cousin. Like, I grew up Christian most of my life until about, I still consider myself Christian because, like, the morals and just pretty much everything to believe, I kind of hold myself to. Not perfect. The Bible says do work on perfection. A lot of people don't know that. But yeah, so I'm just knowing that face tattoos mean you bang. I honestly got them, like I said, because maybe I was influenced by Wiz Khalifa, but also I like art a lot. My Libra is in Moon. Just saying that for personality reasons. Everything about me is Venus, I will say. And that's where y'all catch me saying too. If you know me, I talk about zodiacs a lot. I didn't grow up knowing about zodiacs. I saw horoscopes and all that, but I never, never was into that. But now that I know about it, I've kind of become one with myself, so that's why it's kind of scary to me a little bit. I don't go deep into it. But yeah, it helps me understand myself a lot. And it's kind of hard to deny based on what I looked up for myself. If you want to know this, you gotta know your birth time. Have your birth certificate as well. I know where I was born. I know about the time I was born because my mama told me. And she got her own story behind that. Supposedly, allegedly, she was in labor with me about 14 hours, something like that. When I eventually came out, I died, needed to be resuscitated. My story as well. But yeah, I really love art. One thing I can say, I've been able to control my life the way that I wanted it to, even off of limited thinking and just not having the knowledge of everything. It still has gone the way that I wanted it to. Even though God is my author, I'm still the co-author. He gives us free will. I make sure that I keep him ahead of my life because that's important as a man. Like I said, that was my foundation. And even me being a 9th house Taurus, that's a thing. Spirituality, whatever you started out with, and religion or whatever, that's gonna be what you always go back to. That's why I said me learning about myself was kind of hard, me denying these things that I'm learning about, zodiacs and all that. But yeah, so I never did this to be tough. It never was my thing. I never thought I was not tough. I'm not saying I'm a hood nigga or nothing like that. I am into hood girls, not ratchet, but hood. Because I think it goes back to when I was in middle school. Like I said, I was raised in Louisville. So I went to TJ. My mom sent me to that school because it was a traditional school. Now one day in my whole 3 years going there, I told her things that was going on. I got glimpses and pieces of what happened. I guess I could tell y'all a few stories that kind of molded me. But I mean, me being an adult, I kind of understand that certain eras and time frames of your life develop who you are as a person. I think for me that was in middle school. I was one of them kids that just was there, I guess we could say. Anywho, so I'm at TJ, that's in Newburgh for the ones that know. So no, I'm not a suburban kid, but I say that in one of my songs, and if you really know my music, you know what song I'm talking about. 11. But anywho, I say I'm a suburban kid because of me being black, like the way that I think and all that. But I wasn't really born in the suburbs. Now I really know what the suburbs is. I was not raised in the suburbs. So I saw a lot. Didn't dwell in a lot. Cause like I said, my parents was always there. We was always in church. Anyway, I remember there was this time, that had to be 7th grade. There was this girl that I had a crush on. Okay, so one thing about girls growing up, I never really was into girls my age for like that because going back to daycare, there was this woman that walked in and her cleavage was showing. I'm like, whoa. And that kind of already like damn. Excuse my language. You know, girls my age, they ain't had none of that showing. So, I mean, and then something happened to me when I was younger, too. I was playing with the clit when I was about 5, 6, something like that. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so in middle school, this is girl I like. She had, Whew, okay, yeah. That's how I felt when I was that age. I went there, of course. Looking at middle school like that now. But yeah, so I remember one time we in class, I don't know where the teacher was or whatever. So this girl, she opened her legs, of course with her school uniform on. We had to wear uniform in my school. She had khakis on, I'm sure. And, everybody was dickies. I couldn't wear dickies for real because I was a husky nigga. I had to wear husky pants. That's kind of why I wasn't one of the cool kids or whatnot. was kind of lost in the sauce, didn't get the Jordans like everybody did. But yeah, so she spread her legs in class, on like at the desk or whatever. Me and this other dude, we was kind of cool, I guess, just because we had the last name. So we over there measuring with a yardstick how far her legs spread. If you know, that's kind of inappropriate for kids to be doing. But like, yeah, so stuff like that be happening. I remember the dogs had to come into the school because people sneaking weed in their afro. Never was a kid to really smoke weed, never thought about it middle school. Cause like growing up in church, taught not to smoke, it ain't good for you. By the time I'm in high school, uh, I'm thinking about maybe growing my own plants because we moved to Charlestown and the cornfield does this whole bush of weed. Anyway, my cousin, RIP to my late uncle uncle by marriage. Poof, bush is gone. Used to work for the police, DEA actually. Okay, yeah, so we back to finish where I was at, man. Like I was saying, if I ain't said, yeah, so I was into hood girls because of the people I grew up around. They always was, creative, loud. I guess I like that a little bit. Or was adapted to like that. I don't necessarily fit the mode that was in movies, I guess. Whatever movies that might be. Baby Boy, Menace to Society. So then when I got in high school, when we finally moved to Indiana, that's when I kind of started listening to like jazz or classical music. I had a yearning to listen to classical music. One is because I didn't have a phone to hook up to the car. I didn't really want to listen to my CDs no more. And it was another way of listening to secular music without listening to secular music. But I liked it. I mean, I played in the band when I was in middle school. I always, every time we would take a field trip in elementary to the orchestra, I always fell asleep. So for me to finally like orchestra growing up, Beethoven and Bach and all them, I got a favorite. I want to say my Apple account had to get deleted, so I can't even look it up. Tell you which one it was. I think it started with a B though. Bohart, something like that. One of my favorite. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. Drop any questions in the comment. I'll be glad to say anything else, talk about myself so y'all can get to know me a little bit more. I gotta go eat. Deuces.